Yeah, so I
So,
don't know if you think that's a good idea and whether the Love Party would like to be involved in any way.
well, definitely common law and not even a restoration of common law rights because they've always been there, but an awareness, creating awareness of our common law rights. And I'm sure you must have seen this, Yogi, the Larkin Rose video, the tiny dot, which goes to, it really drives home just how small that power structure is. Even when you put in the military and all the police and all the justice and all the, it's still a tiny dot compared to the people. So all we need to do really is awaken that sleeping giant of people unplugging from this program and saying we do not consent. And actually, when the people realize how powerful they are, we are, that is, so it's just a mindset that there is so much power and control with these
Yeah,
people, because in truth there isn't.
no, I agree with you.
It's all a fantasy, it's all a fabrication. It totally relies on the illusion of power, like when you go to magistrates court, oh, these people are so powerful. You know, they're not. That's the point. It's all an illusion, and when we collapse the illusion, then it's
I agree with you, but I think the only thing I would add to that is that the thing is the perception aspect of it, what they control, is because they have the leverage of the media, they have the leverage of all the systems in place. That your voice doesn't matter if you speak the truth, is going to be drowned out by their megaphone. Your voice, whether it's the truth, whether it's freedom of speech, and you're not just you. I'm talking about any of us in that sense. That's got a voice, it's going to get drowned out by the megaphone of all their infrastructure as it was, so their megaphone is that much louder, unfortunately. Louder
well,
or
this is,
more
yeah, I'm
directed,
going to have to
things like that.
contradict it. This is a
Yeah,
mindset. It's just completely a mindset thing, because
but scaling,
from
yeah.
where I look at it, I see this wave, and I just know that to reach a tipping point, it doesn't need 51%. It doesn't need
No,
all
it
7
doesn't.
billion
But
people.
it
It
does
doesn't
need
need,
organization.
it only needs a tiny percentage to create a quantum shift in evolution. That is what is happening. This awakening of consciousness, because what's happening is the vibration is raising to a higher level, and it's flooding the false matrix with light. And when the false matrix, which is fabricated through fear, is filled with light, it literally turns it to dust. And so from a quantum level, the work that is being done, it's weakening the entire matrix. And
It is
so,
weakening. The only thing is your sales pitch needs to be better than their sales pitch, whatever
no,
it is.
it's not about a sales pitch, it's about
Because they have a
enlightenment.
sales pitch. Well, they have a
It's
sales pitch
enlightenment.
for
Well,
everything.
we're dealing with evil forces. Ultimately, we're dealing with dark satanic forces, and the light. You don't have to fight. This is what your document said. Got to fight. Got to fight. Got to fight. 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 Why the freedom
You'll take
movement
action.
is
You have to take action.
why the freedom movement is
And the right
failing, and we've got to fight. And there was a lot of fight in your document. I read it. I did read it, and the reason I didn't respond is it was full of fight. If we fight, we add fuel to the fire, we add fuel, we make the false matrix stronger, which is why it's so important to flood it with light, And that's a really important
I agree with
practice.
that. I think that is important. The only thing that's missing is organization and scaling. That's what I would say.
No, there's nothing missing. There's only thing that's missing is love. The only thing that's missing is love and light. That's the only thing missing. And you don't need to fight darkness. You just turn on a light and it's gone. So, sorry, I'm going to be very strong about this. And that's why it's so good to be around very high vibrational people like Lynn and Julie at Love Party, who constantly turning me to the light, even when I get into my darkness. That's why it's good to have a support structure, which is all about the light and sound and resonance.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you would agree, or you may not agree.
Please don't put that label on me. I'm not an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's an old version of me that you know from a previous incarnation. I shed that skin a long time ago. I am no longer an entrepreneur.
But you have the knowledge of the same.
Well, I have experience of the corporate world, and I know how much it's about power and control, and I know how much the false matrix is locked in by those forces. And I know that this isn't politics that we're seeing. This is people who are bought and paid by the big corporates, the World Economic Forum. So this isn't even about politics anymore. So for us to dismantle the World Economic Forum, we're not going to do it through the same energy that created the problem. This is a very fundamental thing. It has to be done from a higher vibrational point of view, which is not about fight, because otherwise we just strengthen the false matrix. It has to be done from a higher energetic level. We're not going to solve the problem with the same energy that created it.
No, you're absolutely right. The only thing is, how do you get on the front foot instead of the back foot?
I'm not on the back foot. We're not on the back foot.
I'm talking
Sass isn't
about
on the back foot. Julie isn't on the back foot. Lynn isn't on. We're not on the back foot. We're on the absolute fucking front foot. We're absolutely.
Well, the 5G will be there before you know it. The 5G will be there before you know it. Just like the vaccine was there before you know it.
Yogi, right.
That's all.
An observation for you. I feel that you have a lot invested in this fight, that is, and unplugging from this limiting belief system that they are powerful and we are not.
No, they leverage the system that's giving them the power.
Because the system, but what's created the system? It's a false matrix. It's a false matrix that is being fed through our belief and through fear and through debt and through money. It's completely false, and that's the only thing keeping it in place. So what would the more we're frightened of it, the more we fight it, the more we believe it's got power, the more we feed it. It's an illusion. The whole thing is an illusion. So anyway, I'm going to come next to Brian. Sorry, Yogi, because
no problem.
I'm activated here. So let's go to Brian, and I'm going to shut up. Let's go to Brain. Rant over.
Yes, well done, Rachel. Amazing energy you've got. You got into a bit of a spat there, isn't it? Yogi, you should stand, isn't it, for sovereignty. Don't worry about all that religion. It's about sovereignty and standing for the love party. Yes, all you need is love, because we feel it, isn't it?